Sup YouTube? No, it's I don't talk like that, so I'm not going to talk like that. I'm just trying to figure out a way to record my vocals without all the extra noise and have a good streaming way. So if you know a way to do that, just let me know. However, let's just try do something cool here. So what I'm doing essentially is that I'm messing around with, I'm going to, let's say, um, make this one. I just have serum on and I'm going to do some sound design here. So what I'm doing is, the first thing I've done is I have a sine wave, but I chose the analog BD sine wave, and that's because in the wavetable, as you can see, it has different harmonics and they're just like a tiny bit different, not too crazy, which is kind of what I want. I want to have a constant sine wave but a little bit of modulation into it. And so when I go around the wavetable position, essentially, as you can see, my sine wave here is changing very tiny bit, just a tiny bit of harmonics. And now I attached an LFO to it, and that LFO is on S and H, which is hold. I don't know, S stands for shake. I don't know, I'm not sure. Stop and hold, I don't know. And as you can see, the way it's changing is 1.7. So not too fast, not too slow, and it's smooth all the way. The thing is, and you can notice what happens when the smooth is all the way. Versus when smooth is all the way down. You get these clips, right? You get this like pop, pop, pop whenever the smooth position changes. So I like smooth all the way because I want it to change slowly and smoothly. It doesn't have to be all the way 100, but maybe close enough is fine. And then I added another same analog BD sine wave, 2 octave down and level down. And what I'm going to do, the same thing, I attach an LFO here, and then I'm going to take a PD, a phase distortion from oscillator B, classic FM design kind of tricks from FM bass design, but I'm going to also add an LFO here. So now what cool thing is happening every single time I press a note, it's almost like an organism talking, almost. It's like some weird thing, and I can mess around with the octaves and semitones and get different sound. So now we got that sounded like alien, like yeah, for now I'm going to leave it at 3 or 2 octaves, -3. -2 is a little bit more wild. And then I'm going to add a little bit of unison. 10 was too much, I think, so I'm going to keep it at 7 this time. And then I put the same thing, shake and hold, SNH on detune. You know what, let me check what it's actually called. SNH feature in serum. SNH in serum. 2 full form. Sample and hold. Okay, that's pretty cool. Why is it called sample and hold? It's called sample and hold. Modulation stepped values rather than a smooth continuous wave. yeah, okay, so yeah, it generates random step values, and that's what the clicky effect essentially is, sampling each point randomly. Okay, so it added some sort of randomness, and the smooth value just like makes it smoother, the randomness. That's cool. Okay, so now having some detune and everything, this is what we have. I like it here. I like it all in. Not more than that. That's cool. Okay, so this is what I had for the last 5 minutes, and I was like, this is cool. I want to show this. So here I am. Let's see what else we can do with this. Maybe I can try playing around with the chorus. I like that, but what if instead of taking it from LFO1, I'm going to LFO2 and I'm going to do the same thing, S and H. I'm going to smoothen it out, change it to hertz, and I'm going to use that because now I have this extra control over the rate on just that extra octave, which is what I want. And now I'm going to mess around with this rate. And in LFO1 my rate is 1.7, let's make it to 1.8, and in LFO2 I can make it 0.9, just the half of it. Let's see if it sounds any good. Ooh, that was a cool sound. That was a cool sound. I think we are getting somewhere. We're getting definitely somewhere. Let's check it on a bass note. Okay, that's nice, but I think I know another thing that's creating a problem, so I'm going to change that. Instead of directly adding the modulator here, I'm going to go into the matrix, choose LFO2 over here, and then I'm going to choose oscillator B. I am going to choose coarse pitch, and now I'm going to do this. Okay, now I essentially shifted it to -27. It doesn't have to be that, just because I wanted to get the sound right most of the time. Let's make it something even. Let's say -24. -24. And that should be good. So I really like the high frequencies a lot, so I'm going to keep it like that. And then what we can do, we can do tons of things, but I don't want to do too much and then ruin the sound, right? Because the main elements of the sounds are already there. We can just sample it and do other things from it. But let's say I want to put a compressor on it, which I already have. Like adding reverb from Serum. It's too convoluted for me to understand, even use. Even hyperdimension is nice, but we already got too much detune going on from here and there that it might create some phase issues. So I might leave it as it is. And so far we have a good enough sound, nothing too complicated. We can even save it. So I'm going to save it as in my bass, or is it a lead? I would just say, I'll call it a bass. I think it's a bass. And I'm going to alien. I don't know. Okay, now comes the beautiful part. We can record it and create our own samples if we want, or we can make a new sound. Let's say I want to record it. I want to see what we can do with it. So that's beautiful, right? That's perfect. Okay, so now that we have that, I can just freeze and flatten. And now we have all of this beautiful sound. And we can just use all of this as a sample or chop it up to our favorite parts, whatever we want to do. There's some great sound there. Let's see if I can just make it a little tiny bit better. Right. Look at this. That's beauty. That's perfect, right? That's nice. That's good enough. So I'm going to just go into the sample pack I'm trying to create over the next 70 years, I think. And I'm just going to put this into effects, I think. This one. Now I have this. Where you go? Oh, I think I moved too fast. Sometimes I do that. Process, freeze. Okay. Or mechanism. Okay, now I can delete this. That's cool. That's cool as hell. I love it. Next, we're going to do this thing that everyone is doing, which is the shifter. Okay, so here we have a shifter, and it's like a bunch of pitch modulator, frequency modulator, ring modulator. It does crazy things. First, before I do that, I'm going to take a Instagram video, like a quick one. I'm going to quickly post this so more people can join the stream. Okay, so that's that. Let's see what else can we do. So we have a shifter now. As I said, you have your coarse, you have your fine. You can do all of the crazy stuff. sine frequency going in the background. Let's look at it. And from all the sound design, it's it kind of ruins the mood almost. So we're not going to completely remove it, but we're going to just freeze and flatten that one as well. And now I have this thing, which is kind of weird, too reverby, but it will get nice because you see now we're adding a little bit noise. It's a little bit dirty compared to that's nice too. That's nice too. I like it. I like it. What we can do now is we can just put it in a sampler, right? So what I can do is I can convert to new MIDI track, or convert slice to new MIDI track, 1/8 note, or just transients. It might be difficult finding transients. I would just do it as a vocal slicer. That's cool. I don't personally like doing that. You can play it as a vocal. Okay, not bad at all. Not not bad at all. So we can add some drum loops here. I think drum samples, drum clips. Let's see. So you got the MIDI pattern here, and now I'm going to shift it here and see what happens. So all of this is random, right? Not the best. Also, my BPM is like 137, and all of this is like 126, so I'm going to change it to 130. I can switch around, finding better parts, like something like this. I like that. So one of the problems I'm facing is that the attack is too low. Okay, so this sounds weird. This sounds not good yet. Clearly not good. Sounds completely random. Okay, but some ideas are in my head. For example, I like the lead here, that thing. I'm going to brute force this thing now. So now, this might sound sorry about that, but that one I like. Sometimes you have to dive deep into it to get something nice. Similarly in this one, I'm also going to duplicate this again. Beep, 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 beep. I can delete that actually. I like that one sound. That's it. Just that one sound. And I can even make it longer. Maybe a tiny bit shorter. Yeah, that's it. And see if that works with the other loop. Well, see, these two sounds are going to be clashing. What if I can shift this before? Let's change this and shift this here. Nope. A little bit more. Let's see. It's kind of ruining the vibe. What if it's only there once in a while? Something like this. Okay, and then what did we have here? I don't need any of this. So, and what do we have here? Let's see. Again, almost falling on the same thing. So we're getting somewhere. So what are we missing? We are missing some groove. This sounds too pop, 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 pop. And we can add groove. However, I'm not going to do that now. And there's a reason for me not to do that. Is because I want to keep it raw for now. And then whenever, whatever song I want to use it in, I'll just add the groove according to that song. And I'm not making a beat right now. I just wanted to do some sound design, see if some cool ideas come by. So for example, I'll delete this for a second and I'll just type main, see if nothing is switched on main. Yeah, everything seems to be turned off. And now main in. And I broke my computer. Pre-FX. Let's see, would that work? Nope. I guess I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is through group in post mixer. There we have it, folks, a brand new loop, which I can go back here into sample pack, and I can go into drum loops, percussion loops, and this is my loop 6. Samples process consolidated. 6. Cool. That's cool. Now, I don't know if this sounds cool already, but we can just make it a little bit more weird. We can add a chop, something to chop this. For example, Portal is a good chopper. I think there's rhythmic elements. You can also use shaper box. I usually use shaper box. I haven't just used it in a while for some reason. Let's use shaper box. It's been a while. Shaper box. And let's just see noise patterns. 16th So just a basic beat to show the case the So let's see, what is this? Minus. I don't want that. That's good. That's all I need. And maybe. Just simple heads. Let's see how this sounds Anyway, that was a cool tutorial, and we made so much from just using 2 sine waves in serum. Isn't that insane? Just 2 sine waves. We could also create other kinds of drums too, just from the thing that we created. Right? For example, let's take this for example. I'll just take that, I'll fix this, and now I have this thing right here. Right. And now it's a hat. Oh, it doesn't sound like a hat. Plus 12. Right? That's pretty cool. And you can even EQ it. it's gonna create a little bit of problems if we do it like this. But maybe I can shift it a little bit more, maybe. That should be good. Okay, you could have created a kick from it, by the way, too. But it's the same thing. You take a transient and then you, instead of pitching it up, you just pitch it down, right? So let's say I mute this kick. But the kicks and snares are a tiny bit more trickier. Snares not as much, but definitely kicks are the most trickiest because you want your kicks to be smooth, and it's going to be hard getting a smooth sound out of a non-smooth sound. Anyways, just for showing, I'm going to take a long sample instead this time, right? Because if I'm going to make it smaller, I want to take a lot. And I will be stretching something out from it. Let's see. Now I will be stretching it as much as possible. I think you already got a nice bass, but it's hard to get a kick out. But let's see. First thing I'm going to do is switch this to mono. And see how much I already lost just by switching this to mono. So that's why I want to take something better, like a bigger thing, and then switch this to mono. And now you can see that there are some portions where I have some information left. Let's say this one. Okay. And now I'm going to pitch this down. But that is not going to do much because there's still a little bit of high end, which I'm not going to get rid of. You want your pitch to be clicky. Is this my kick? I don't know. We'll see. Freeze and flat. Needs to boost this up. To boost this up, I'm going to use, I guess, limiter. Just a normal limiter is fine. Right. Is this my kick? Not quite yet. It's nasty. Some EQing. A little bit of overdrive. Doing this again. Freeze and flatten. Ooh, look at that. That looks almost everything has been gone. But believe it's looking more and more like a kick the more we keep doing this. I can cut this off. More overdrive. Limiter. It's an ugly process. Again, the same cycle, just keep repeating it until you get something that sounds good. Now I'm getting 2 clicks here, which is of course not ideal. You see how I'm almost starting to get that kicky feeling, but still not quite. Which just means that the sample I used could not have been a really good sample. Looking more and more like a kick now. More limiter. Overdrive. More limiter. And then again, a little bit more transient cutting. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a kick. Or more like a percussion. It's a very short kick. It's more like a kick top. But look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? That's a kick. And how much information do we have here? Let's check the EQ. That looks good. Now I'm going to save it as well in the thing. Drum loops. Okay, I have to start a new folder. Drums. New folder. Kicks. And inside the new folder, I'll save this. Kick 1. And I'll also create another new folder. I'm calling it hats. And I'm going to bring it here. Inside hats, I'm going to save this. that's our kick. It's nice. This is our old kick. That's also nice. I'm going to just leave the old kick as it is instead of using the new kick, but it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. I just wanted to show that you can create all the drum sounds you want just from any kind of sound you have. And it's always a new sound, like you can't create a particular sound from the one that you have, but you can create something that's new. That's it. Okay, let's see what we had before. Anyways, that's good. I'm gonna call this project Malabar for some reason. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Take care. Bye.